Hello people, this is Kerry Anderson. Hope you all doing well. In today's video, I'll be talking about type 2 diabetes remission. What is it and how can it be done? So if you like the video related to my health, I would like to request you all, please do subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon and give thumbs up so that I will come up with more and more videos with lots and lots of information. So here we begin, let's go. Type 2 diabetes is traditionally described as a progressive disease without major lifestyle changes. A1C levels will gradually increase over time, and more medications such as insulin will be required to manage diabetes. Thus, people with type 2 diabetes are often surprised to hear that they may be able to reverse their diabetes or put it into remission. Because reversal can imply a permanent cure, a more apt term for this topic might be diabetes remission. This generally means reducing A1C to the level of someone without diabetes, less than 6.15%, and either eliminating diabetes medication altogether or limiting medication to metformin. While this is not be possible for everyone with type 2 diabetes, it's an exciting option for some. This video defines diabetes remission and discusses 3 evidence-based methods to obtain it: low carbohydrate diet, low calorie diet, bariatric surgery. We also share practical tips from a person with type 2 diabetes who has been on the remission journey for 2 years. Now, what exactly is diabetes remission? Current scientific thinking suggests that weight loss is likely the driving force for remission in type 2 diabetes, according to one theory, the twin cycle hypothesis. When extra fat is deposited in the liver due to weight gain, fat accumulates in the pancreas and impairs insulin producing beta cells. Many believe that reducing fat in the pancreas through overall weight loss helps restore normal insulin production. The definition of diabetes remission slightly differs depending on who you ask. Researchers in the direct diabetes remission trial defined it as having an A1C below 6.5%, the cutoff for a type 2 diabetes diagnosis, and discontinuing all diabetes medication for at least 2 months. Another group of experts defined remission as having an A1C below 5.7%, the cutoff for prediabetes, and discontinuing all diabetes medication for at least 1 year. Other believes that someone can be in remission while still taking metformin as long as they have discontinued other diabetes medication and lowered their A1C to below 6.1%. When discussed in diatribe, we are referring to the first definition, an A1C below 6.5%, and discontinuing all diabetes medication for at least 2 months. However you define remission, any reduction in A1C and or weight loss is likely to lower the risk of long-term complication, lower insurance costs, increase well-being, and no longer having to take medication are also important to many. While getting off all medication is not necessarily the end goal for people with diabetes, especially given the advance in heart and kidney protection with drugs like GLP-1 agonists and SGLT2 inhibitors, discontinuing one or more medication may mean fewer side effects and financial saving. As an aside, learning more about cardioprotective and kidney protective medicine is a goal we believe and for anyone with type 2 diabetes, regardless of glycemic health, consider asking your healthcare provider about these medications if you have type 2. How have people with type 2 diabetes reached remission? Remission has been shown to be due to normalization of the high fat levels inside liver and pancreas, and the only way to achieve this is by major weight loss. There are 3 main ways that people have put their diabetes into remission: a low carbohydrate diet, a low calorie diet, and bariatric surgery. A low carbohydrate diet, any model for weight loss, suggests that reducing carbohydrate consumption decreases fat storage, reduces hunger, and increases energy expenditure. According to this model, the primary driver of weight gain is insulin production triggered by consumption of carbohydrates. Some researchers also suggest that A1C can be improved by a low carbohydrate diet in the absence of weight loss. See a review of evidence here. However, without accompanying weight loss, a low carb diet may not address the fatigue beta cells that are at the root of type 2 diabetes. In other words, someone with diabetes on a low carb diet may have a lower A1C as a result of the body needing to process fewer carbohydrate, but this in itself does not reverse the physical process behind type 2 diabetes progression. Some people who lower their carbohydrate intake follow a ketogenic diet or keto diet, typically eating fewer than 60 grams of carbohydrate per day. This forces the body to burn fat instead of carbohydrate for energy. In some people, this accelerates weight loss, which can lead to diabetes remission. Others follow less restrictive low carbohydrate diet that still allow for up to 130 grams of carbohydrate per day. That is a low carb, high fat, or low carb, high healthy fat. Some researchers believe that carbohydrate tolerance must be individualized to achieve remission in a given person. For example, one person may be able to sustain diabetes remission on up to 100 grams of carbs per day, while another can only handle 50 grams of carbs per day. Second, the low-calorie diet. A recent notable study in Wales last month, diabetes remission clinical trial, DIRECT, tested whether restricting calories consumed would lead to diabetes remission. Study participants ate around 850 calories per day for 3 months, followed by 2 to 8 weeks on a food reintroduction program, finally followed by a program for weight loss maintenance, which involved monthly check-ins and encouragement to increase daily physical activity. After 1 year, 46% of the participants on the low-calorie diet had achieved remission. In comparison, only 4% of people who followed standard diet care guidelines went into remission. Diabetes remission was closely related to weight loss. The average baseline weight was 2 to 3 lbs, which is 101 kg among people who gained weight during the study. 0 achieved remission. Lost 0 to 11 lbs, 0 to 5 kg, 7% achieved remission. Lost 11 to 22 lbs, which is 5 to 10 kg, 34% achieved remission. Lost 20 to 33 lbs, 10 to 15 kg, 57% achieved remission. Lost 33 lbs, 15 kg or more, 86% of achieved remission. So that's all about the diabetes in this video. I hope you all liked it. For everyone, I prepared a small presentation that will be going to share in the description box below. You can check it out from there. So before signing off, I would like to request you all, please do like, share, subscribe this video with your loved ones so that they will get to know better. So this is Kerry Anderson signing off. We will definitely meet in the next video with another content. Till then, God bless you. Bye-bye and take care.